Hello YouTube, it is I, the Amazing Cutie, Soakthis with another video, and today I'm going to be installing Windows NT 4.0 workstation on this Gateway Solo 2500. Now, we've shown Windows 95 running on this thing, and I've installed like 98 on here. I've installed 98 on here a couple of times on this, or at least shown Windows 98 running on this laptop a couple of times. Mainly, I ran Windows 95 on the thing because, believe it or not, this laptop is a really great Windows 95 laptop. Mainly because the hardware just does not work all that well in 98. Which is a shame because this actually has fantastic USB support. But what's going to be unfortunate is I won't be able to take advantage of the USB support because we're going to be installing NT4. And NT4 kind of doesn't have that. Doesn't quite have USB support. So the first thing that I do is that I will go into my BIOS. And I think our drive will go into here. Make sure that we're set for so we can enable different options. We want to be in that option because we got a floppy disk in here. You see in the thumbnail, we got a floppy disk in here, and the floppy disk has on track 9.57, and it's a really good I'm going to leave the default switch. It's a really good program. So what we're going to do is we're going to format the hard drive. This is a much better way to format a hard drive than it is to do it. So the first thing we do is we go in here, easy. Let's try the advanced settings because we're advanced users here. And totally, we're not going to work a hard drive with this. OneDrive, yes. We can do NT4. See, this is one that'll work with our hard drive, with our operating system. So, this is a better version than version 8, which I have version 8. And I wish that I had like version 9 instead of version 8, because boy, would that have made a bigger difference. We can do all sorts of formats. We'll just do NT4. And too bad this isn't Windows 2000 compliant. Or it is 2000 compliant. Oh, NT4. Weird. We can actually choose different, that's weird. Can this do NTFS? Oh. So we can do 2 partitions. So define your own. I don't know if we can choose our own. So we can just do that one. Yeah, that might work. So I was just wanting to use them. So now we've got like different partitions. We've got our standard partition. Can we change? These are FAT16 partitions. That's weird. Can we change the partition here? What's the type? Go to delete. delete, 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 delete. Let's delete those and let's delete that one as well. Um. Let's do new. Do that one. So I don't know if you can choose like FAT16. That's an extended partition. That's a bootable. That's a logical. And I don't know if we can utilize this. So this is kind of an interesting program. Let's Alt C to continue. To Alt C. Use fast format? No. You're about to erase all data? Yes. And this is a pretty big hard drive. So this is kind of cool, little utility that you can use for doing this sort of crap. And this is a really great program for formatting. I think I've got version 8 of this somewhere, but I just wanted to try out version 9 because version 9 is cool. And of course, I was lucky enough to be able to find a floppy drive in addition to buying Windows NT 4 legally at also Goodwill along with the floppy drive. So let's see. It will be accessible as a logical drive. The partition that has been created are now formatted each. So I'm going to be right back and we'll continue on as we've been going. And so we'll have to remove the diskette. Our diskette has been removed. So our diskette's been removed, and so we'll just press reset button. So now we'll just boot into Windows, and we'll boot into our laptop stuff, and we'll change that to CD-ROM. There you go. Hopefully we don't run into issues. So we'll copy so we'll just take our install disk, put it in here. Of course, I made a copy of this disk, so luckily I don't have to worry about losing that. I'll upload a copy of this to Internet Archive, and it's also got the key for it. So, no, we'll be right back. So now we got our NT4 disk in all of its glory, and we'll just insert that right into the machine. And now that we have our Fujitsu drive formatted into different stuff, and it's still like set at 2024. It's like this thing hasn't been used in years, so the clock, it hasn't been plugged in a long while. So we're going to hope that our Fujitsu, that our Windows install works. Of course, it's going to go look for all the necessary hardware. I love this thing so much. I mean, Windows NT is such an interesting operating system to always throw on these things because, you know, this is always a fun OS. And this actually has a program called OnTrack on it. And we're running, and this is a Service Pack 1 disk as well. So, so you're getting you're getting something that'll work much better than standard NT4 workstation, like original release NT4. And this we're going to do recognizes our drive. So I solemnly swear to sell my soul to Bill Gates, the devil himself, who runs the World Economic Forum, and all those schmucks, which will burn in hell. And I bet you I'm committing a sin by just joking about that, because there's no jokes. End users license agreements are no joke. You know, you are literally selling your soul to Satan with these. And always read your end user's license agreement, because but nobody ever does. I don't even do it. That's why it's fun to joke about that stuff. So, you know. And see, it recognizes our drive on as several different fat partitions. We can take care of that at some point, as we'll reformat these into different partitions, and this is actually going to be turned into a 3 gig partition. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just select. Well, we're going to convert partition to NTFS. We can actually do that right here. So that's one of the reasons. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this very thing. Convert partition NT, and so it takes care of our formatting issues. I don't know what drive we're formatting with. And so we don't even need the format now. We can just convert it. It's all formatted. And so I'll be right back. And hope to God that this doesn't give me any issues. We'll just restart. Better not give me any issues. Because of course, using the on power brick. Yeah, it actually works. It actually, and you can see it's Service Pack 1, as I said. So this is the best version of Windows NT 4 to install. Because you'll never run into an issue with this thing ever. And so it converts our drive to FAT, from FAT to NTFS, and that's actually how to convert your that just takes a lot of time out of and doing the formatting. Is using an actual software on recognizable operating system. Interesting. There's an unrecognizable operating system on that. I'll take a look at that. I'll have to take a look at that. I don't know what that is. I wonder if that's already in NTFS. And we could also use FAT16, but NT4 can go up to 4.25 gigs, or 4.25. The NT4 can go up to like 4,095 megabytes. So it can go up pretty much, but we'll just use like a 2 gig partition, just because 2 gigabyte partition is really not a bad option. And now we've got going to we'll just call myself by my name, and we'll put the product key in. So you actually guys will be getting a product key here. So yeah, this is actually running so this is actually a different way of we've never seen an actual product key for this on the channel. We'll call this, we'll call it gateway. Call it gateway. Yeah, gateway. Gateway works. Oh, we'll totally use our safe and secure password. And we can make an emergency floppy repair disk if we really wanted to. And I would always recommend it if you've got the capability, like this laptop does, is if you've got a floppy drive. Because if you've got a floppy drive, and probably can't see the drive, but there it is. Got one. Is what the back of this package looks like. I would highly recommend making a backup disk. No, do not create, because we're playing with fire, man. We're going to take all of this. We're going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll just install everything. And so it'll go through. We could theoretically install a networking capability, but I'm going to not do that just yet. And I'll just do like a video of installing components on a separate video, as I wanted to show off Well, we're gonna do, I'm gonna dox myself, mountain time, and we'll take care of that in part 2 of this video, setting up Windows NT 4.0, doing initial setup, which will require us to install updates. And the reason why I'm just throwing NT4 on this laptop is because I really like this laptop. And I think just doing the basic installation, the basic ass installation of NT4 before doing setup, using my legally obtained copy of NT4, which I am glad I actually bought this, because I've always wanted to play around with this since the early 2000s. No, not early. Since maybe the mid to late 2000s, I've always wanted to play around with this, especially on real hardware, and actually install a real copy. Like, it was a pain in the ass to get like product keys for NT4, because not a lot of people use NT4. It's like it's either Windows 2000 or Windows XP. Not a lot of love for this operating system. This operating system is such a fantastic OS. and it's far more important than Windows 2 XP, and it's far more important than Windows XP ever was, because you wouldn't have Windows XP if it wasn't for this operating system. You wouldn't have a Windows 2000 if it weren't for this operating system. You wouldn't have Windows 7 if it wasn't for this operating system. Like that. And so many people are like, bruh, if it's not, I can't use it, it's just not worth installing. But there was a time when this operating system was actually used by neckbeards like myself. And we were regarded as this. What operating system is that? Please insert your setup diskette. What the fuck? What the hell? Weird. Interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. I think that might be the on-track software. So yeah, we'll throw the on-track software on here. I didn't realize that this was actually, and I wonder if this would probably be a way of actually formatting. That VGA mode is safe mode, by the way. So the one you want to do is this one. And so, yeah, we're running measly Service Pack 1. But we'll install Service Pack 6 on here when we just do the Windows updates. And I won't do the networking stuff on Windows, I won't do the networking stuff in the setup video, because, yeah, most people probably didn't network their computer until later on, till like the early 2000s. So, you know, whatever. I mean, this has got a PC MCIA network card in it for right now. Until next time, folks. Peace out, everyone.